All content is publicly sourced and used under the USA Fair Use and UK Fair Dealing Guidelines. The things I say are strictly my opinion. Good afternoon, everyone. It's the Bizzy Bee with the Royal Tea. It is the 4th of October. Hope you've all had a great weekend so far. Boy, oh boy, do I have a lot I want to cover with you, so let's get right into it. I had made two thumbnails for today's video. At this point, while I'm recording this, I still don't know which one I'm going to choose. They're both practically the same. Either way, Smegs is on the Titanic, and it's certainly going down. So, we'll see about that. Thank you to patrons Kim and Christine D, of course. In my earlier videos, up until just a few videos ago, at the beginning of each video, I was doing a history minute where I talked about a certain monarch or consort, gave a few facts about them. I had a couple of people complain about it, but for the most part, people said, why did you take that away? So I took it away to try to, pacify the people who didn't like it. So I've been thinking about it, and I came up with a compromise. Maybe instead of giving all those facts, I'll give one interesting, fun, quirky fact about a monarch or consort each day. So for today's royal fact of the day, I have a fact about James the First. My goodness, my finger's all off today. And there's good old King James the First, his signature. Yes, and the fact I have about him, he believed that the practice of witchcraft was one of the greatest threats to mankind, so much so that he wrote Demonology in 1597, a pamphlet about the dangers of said practice. It served as the background material for Shakespeare's Macbeth. James even personally supervised the torture of women accused of being witches. I don't know if you heard just a moment ago, but my dogs are barking. I think the neighbor stepped out on his back porch and they heard. Sorry about that. For today's episode of As the Stomach Turns, The Adventures of the Harkles, well, it's not a good day in the Harkle house, I'll tell you that. An expert is telling Smegs she needs to get out now after the blow she faced in her tabloid privacy case. Let's take a look. Smegs should abandon her tabloid privacy case and save her reputation. Save her reputation? I didn't know that she had a reputation that was salvageable. The Nothing of Nowhere faced a significant setback yesterday after a judge ruled she can be asked under oath about how much help she gave the authors of biography Finding Freedom. Oh, this is great, isn't it? The first time I read this, I just said, oh, she is going down, because she's going to be put up on the stage. Not on the stage, I'm sorry. That's her dream, is to be put up on the stage. No, she's going to be put up there in the box. They're going to put her under oath and ask her how much help she gave to the authors of Finding Freedom. And then the truth will come out, unless she lies and perjures herself. But if they call Omid Scobie and Carolyn Durand up there, they're not going to perjure themselves for Smegs. They'll tell the truth. Oh boy, I could just picture the amount of frantic phone calls that Megs is dialing to Omid and Carolyn right now, the text messages and emails she's sending to them, wanting them to coordinate with her to get the story straight. But they're probably freezing her out right about now. Oh, it's so great. The truth is all going to come spilling out. It's like it says in the Bible, you can, what is hidden will eventually come to light. The book gives intimate details of her life with Harry Harkle, down to what they drank on their first date in London and the content of their private text messages, including some about the birth of their son, Archofficial. Smegs denies cooperating with co-authors Omid and Carolyn, but will now have to defend herself under detailed questioning by the Mail on Sunday's lawyer. Oh, that's going to be good. She's going to get questioned by the Mail on Sunday's lawyer about helping write Finding Freedom and all this other crap she drops tidbits into the press. Smegs is going down. It's going to be grade A television. She is suing the British tabloid over privacy and copyright for printing a letter she sent her estranged father after the breakdown of their relationship in the days leading up to her 2018 wedding. Mark Stevens of Howard Kennedy said, "If I was advising Smegs, I'd be saying, get out now. This is another hole below the waterline." Smegs is going to say, Another hole! I could have been making money with it. Why didn't you tell me before now? The risk is that how she curates her reputation, what she allows into the public domain, and what she doesn't are now things that will be picked over by lawyers in cross-examination. The stakes are enormous because at the moment her reputation is not damaged particularly. Look how that says not damaged and it's right by an ad for earwax. My ears must be full of wax if it's saying Smegs' reputation is not damaged. What? That's gotta be wrong. She had an invasion of privacy and she feels strongly about it, but the reality is she has only got a downside here. Here's another one of those false things by an earwax ad. Invasion of privacy? She feeds the media every detail of her life. She's even had a camera in her bedroom. What is she talking about, invasion of privacy? She's filmed herself doing more intimate things than you can say in an R-rated movie. The more that she protests about wanting to protect her privacy, the more that people are going to investigate how she has curated the Streisand effect of amplifying the positive PR and negativizing the other PR. The Streisand effect is in PR describes the way fighting a perceived negative article can amplify its message. Streisand sued photographer Kenneth Adelman for including her clifftop home in Malibu in pictures of the California coastline in 2003. The BBC reported how the episode resulted in 420,000 views of the image, which had only been downloaded 6 times before the lawsuit. So nobody cared about the picture before Barbra Streisand filed the lawsuit. Then 420,000 people want to see the image. So it's saying, Smegs, nobody really cared about the articles about you being a nasty person and all that, but the more you protest and complain and draw attention to it, the more people that are going to care. Moving on, Professor Tim Luckhurst, principal of South College at the UK's Durham University, told Newsweek there is a real suspicion that Smegs leaks selectively details of her private life to trusted intermediaries. If you remember the video I made on July the 4th, she leaked the details of what she was doing for the 4th of July, spending private family time. On the Queen's birthday, she leaked that they had a Zoom call with the Queen. And this was the first video I ever made for the Bizzy Bee channel. And Meghan leaked out the details that the Queen was commenting that Archie has such red hair. Hogwash. That she tries to manipulate her image in the press by giving information to people she believes she can trust and doing so on and off the record basis. The Mail on Sunday's position is now a lot stronger. Their argument is that the letter she wrote to her father was intended to reach the public without her fingerprints being on its arrival in the public domain. This weakens her case and strengthens the Mail on Sunday's defense. The Mail on Sunday intends to argue that she secretly cooperated with the biographers, secretly permitted her friends to brief People magazine about the existence of the letter to her father, and always intended the note to be published. Judge Francesca Kay told the High Court in London how yesterday the Mail on Sunday argument about the book could collapse at trial in January. Her words were echoed by Smegs' legal team in a statement released to the media, including Newsweek, after the judgment was handing down. Schillings said, Judge Kay made clear that if the Mail on Sunday's defense is indeed weak and without evidence, it would be a house of cards and fall down at trial. This latest hearing was unfortunately another step in a case that has already been drawn out by a defendant who uses the legal process to exploit the nothing of nowhere's privacy and the privacy of those around her for profit-motivated clickbait rather than journalism. Oh, please. When the trial goes ahead, Smegs will face her father giving evidence against her. Some of her A-list friends may also be dragged into the case, as they gave anonymous interviews to People in which the letter she sent to her father was mentioned. Any reputational damage she suffers will be witnessed not only in Britain, where the newspaper publishes, but also in America, where she is building a new life as a Hollywood producer for Netflix. Oh, her reputation is going to be damaged beyond repair after this whole thing comes out. She's lied this whole time and said she didn't participate in finding funding. And she did, and it's going to come out. And when it does, she's proven a liar. Even Netflix isn't going to want her. They probably got some clause in there they can back out of the contract. She's going to be like a hot potato. Ain't nobody going to want to touch her. Eric Schiffer, chairman of Reputation Management Consultants, said, "The stakes for Smegs are that this works to eviscerate her credibility and that she participated and was a knowing conspirator. I think you're going to see cracks that will create a further backlash against Smegs and an immense level of regret on the part of the two to go down the route of this war against the media, which is stone cold crazy. It's a choice that I think many would say is not only unwise, but shows a further level of lack of sophistication in their media approach. If they think they're going to create a big chilling effect on the media, it's just going to escalate a desire for the media to uncover more." A few comments from the last video. Smegs swears she's not confrontational as she preaches internet etiquette. What truth? Everything that comes out of her mouth is fibs. She's a psychopath. I'm reading between the lines. She knew many a business leader on the yacht scene. Horizontal education. She said she paid MPW to be interviewed and be on TV. Notice they are referring to Hapless as her husband, the man formerly known as Prince. He comes after her, remember? He's number 2, Smegs number 1 always. Actually, Smega does live by her moral compass and values. It's all about and for me. It is about censoring a voice that woke people don't agree with on Facebook. They will be defined as you-know-what speech. MM preaches on every controversial topic. She spoke on climate change, BLM, Commonwealth needing to change, encouraging voting, cold calling Americans using her royal title, online blank speech, censorship, misinformation, etc. She does speak on controversial things. Misinformation? So how was that Archie's birth the misinformation she gave the BP when in fact she allegedly gave birth hours earlier? Hypocrite. Even saying that Archie was born of Smegs is misinformation. Oh, I'm sorry. They call her Butterlegs because she spreads easy. The Bible says the devil is the author of all lies and disguises himself as an angel of light. Does he now? Harry has ruined his reputation. Blank whipped wet lettuce, chased celebrity and cash. It's hilarious to watch them try to position themselves as influencers. Come the review in March, no more coattails. I question if there are any sugars. It's highly likely it's her and her PR army. Arch manipulators resort to such tactics as we have seen since she entered the UK. That's right, I haven't seen any mean comments from Sugars in a couple of weeks now, I think. It was pretty brutal at first, but yeah, these last few weeks, they've kind of disappeared. Maybe Smegs spent all that money on the new house and all that. She doesn't have money to pay for mean comments. What have we learned today? Excuse me. Smegs is going down quicker than if she were offered $20. 20 quid for all my UK viewers. Like the Titanic, Smega is sinking, but this is certainly not her maiden voyage. There is absolutely nothing the Harkles could say or do to salvage the remnants of their reputation. Number 4. The Harkles' reputation is more tattered than Harry Harkles' clothes. Number 5. There is no such thing as an invasion of privacy when one leaks every detail of one's life to the papers and one has videotaped oneself cavorting with various gentlemen callers. Number 6. When the question of putting oneself in legal jeopardy by committing perjury for Smegs comes up, Mrs. Harkle will quickly learn how well loved she truly is. Number 7. If the trial is televised, Megamouth could finally get the Emmy nomination she couldn't attain with her blank talents while on Suits, and I don't mean acting. Number 8. Not quite everything that comes from Smegs' mouth is a lie. She must also spit out H's love juice after intimacy. Number 9. Knowing a business leader and being paid to spend time with a business leader on his yacht are not the same thing. Number 10. Megarot paid Fortune magazine to let her speak at their event, which is the first time Smegs has ever paid anyone to use her. Number 11. Mrs. Harkle considers you-know-what speech to be any speech that does not agree with and praise her. If Smega has Harry Harkle blank whipped, then he has obviously never had any good blank. If you would like to send me love notes, tokens of appreciation, toys and treats for the 3 ladies and 1 gentleman, that is my P.O. box, everyone. And there's the 3 ladies and 1 gentleman's pictures. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification button. I will see you all in the next one. Have a great evening.